Good morning, everyone. My name is Pamela White, and this is my dad, Edmond White. We're here to share some reflections with the family elders and see how they grew up and the experiences that they had. And I just thought of one very, very important question to ask my dad because of the economic situation today. There's a lot of families struggling. And I know that my father and his siblings were raised in a household with no credit cards. They couldn't even get one if they wanted to. So I want to know how Grandma and Grandpa raised their children with just the money that they had. What a rare thought. So, Daddy, how did they do it?
We did without, and my mother could improvise. She could take nothing and make a meal out of it.
Mm-hmm. A good meal.
A good meal that tastes good.
And you didn't have to have something immediately. If you wanted something, you had to wait until the money was there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You didn't just go out and purchase.
And we had very little money, sometimes none.
But you always looked nice. All the kids had new clothes and shoes.
And we were never hungry.
Never hungry. So that's some valuable information to share. People should save, be patient, thrifty, and disciplined.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Even today, I guess I am financially able to go out and buy anything that I could possibly imagine that I want.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very conservative.
Because you know you need to save for the next day.
I just don't do it that way. That's not the way I was raised.
Mm-hmm. And what else did you experience?
Some of my friends and some of my relatives call me cheap. But there's a higher class word I call it. It's a conservative.
All right.
It's a bigger word and it sounds better.
It carries a lot of weight.
I like that word. I'd rather have somebody say that about me than to say I'm cheap.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're very conservative.
Because I'm not cheap, but I'm very conservative.
Mm-hmm.
I don't throw away nothing.
So what advice do you have for the young people in this economic situation?
Well, they should take the time and think things out before they jump into it.
Mm-hmm. Read the fine print on a lot of contracts.
Yes.
Don't just sign on the dotted line.
You have to read it.
You have to read it.
And you got to understand it.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't, ask questions.
Ask questions if you don't know.
Yeah.
And didn't you have to save up for, like, when you wanted to buy a house and you wanted to buy things?
Yes. You have to do that now.
Well, I think they made it too easy for people to just go in with no money down and no savings to get them deeper in debt.
To even get started.
You don't even have to show proof of employment anymore.
You
don't? You do now, but before the crisis, you could buy a house with no evidence that you're able to pay.
That you had a job.
That's right.
See, that's a shame.
Mm-hmm. But the person going into the deal should be more aware.
Yes.
Because people are going to do what they want to do, and it's up to you to let them do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, how did you all grow up? What was your day like in an average day?
Well, we worked in the fields in the summertime, cotton fields and corn fields and things. We had gardens. My father had cattle, raised cattle. We had to feed the cows, feed the hogs. We had a busy schedule. Milk the cows.
So you produced all the food that you all consumed?
A lot of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. That's why you all are so healthy. You ate fresh food?
If you had more than you needed, you would share it with your neighbor, with your family that lived over there.
Yeah, I remember Grandma.
See,
and
we
sisters.
don't do that now.
We've gotten away from that. I remember if Grandma had a bushel of beans, all her sisters would come over and they'd sit on the porch and pick beans, and each one of them had a pot to take home.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. They shared their resources.
Yes, we did then. We don't anymore.
We've gotten away from a lot of things that we need to get back to.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. eating properly. So many children
That's
eat
why-
McDonald's 5 days
That's
a
why
week.
they're so obese.
Yeah, they have to have fresh food. And it's getting to the point where we need to grow our own because the FDA can't take care of us.
Too many chemicals. And
Way too many, yes. And it's allowed. So we really have to stop and think about what we consume. Anything else you'd like to share with us, Dad?
Nothing. Not in that category.
Okay. What about you? Do you have?
Tell us about how the reunion got started. What's your earliest memories of the reunion?
I think my uncle AP, we attended a funeral, and they said we always meet on sad occasions. So Uncle AP and who else? Who was that? Got it started. Glenna
Mm-hmm.
said we should should have started a reunion, and that would be a happy gathering instead of us sitting around crying. So that's how it got started. Glenna and my Uncle AP. And this is our 32nd year, right?
Yes.
I have attended all of them except 2. I didn't go when my sister got married. I had to go to her wedding. She got married on that Saturday. And I wasn't able to go last year.
Mm-hmm.
Those are only 2 I missed in the 42 years.
So you've seen kids grow up, have kids, and their kids grow up.
Yes, I've seen them grow up, grandchildren, great-grandchildren,
Been through a lot of generations.
through a lot of generations. Because I'm 80 plus.
80 plus some days.
That's some days. I've seen a lot of changes happen.
Do you think that we're making the family proud by what we're doing? Are we sticking pretty much to what they
Yes,
want?
you got to train and teach the youngsters. Because they got to carry on after we're gone.
Mm-hmm.
They got to pick up where we left off.
There's a lot
So
of
that's
young
the
people.
only way that it can be done, is to teach them and let them see how we did it.
Mhm.
And then maybe they'll come along and walk in our footsteps.
Well, there's a lot of young people that look forward to the reunion. So I
Yes.
think that
Yes,
they'll carry it on.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm. A lot of young people here this weekend.
I see people bring their babies. I saw a little baby like it was about a week old
Mhm.
last night. So they're starting it off on the right track, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was.
I think it was Kathleen. Cute little baby.
I get that just been born a
Mhm.
couple of days ago.
Wow.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Hmm.
That's it, T.
Why don't you ask